Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. We have a bunch of cool topics to go over, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with saving you guys some money on some really good Square Enix games. The Nintendo Switch eShop has a sale going on right now, and there are a bunch of the best games that Square Enix has put out on the Nintendo Switch at really good prices. So we're gonna check out some of those games, and I'm gonna go over my picks for what you guys should get. So you can save up to 50% on Final Fantasy, Trials of Mana, and more. Now the sale is going down on the Nintendo Switch eShop from July 23rd at 9 a.m. PT to August 2nd at 8:59 p.m. PT. Now check this out, guys. We're gonna start at the top and we're gonna work our way down on the site here. So you got Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, that is now 20 bucks instead of $40. Collection of Mana, which is definitely one of my picks, that is $19.99 instead of $40, although you've been able to get that physical like at Best Buy and other places for cheaper. But if you wanted a digital version of the game, here is your opportunity. Plus we have some old school throwback games here. Dragon Quest on the Nintendo Switch for $3.99. You save a whole dollar there. Or you can pick up Dragon Quest II Luminaries of the Legend line for $5.19 instead of the usual $6.49. Now, if Dragon Quest is not necessarily your thing, don't worry, we got you covered. We got some Final Fantasy action here too. These are all good picks that I'm gonna go over. Final Fantasy IX on the Switch is $10.49 instead of the usual $20.99. Then you have the classic, the epic, Final Fantasy VII, not the remake, of course. Final Fantasy VII, the original, that is $7.99, which is discounted from the usual $15.99. And I guess I shouldn't say the original because it's not like the PS1 version, it's more like the PC version. That's slightly better graphics, but you guys know what I mean. Next up, speaking of better graphics, is Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, looking way better than the original Final Fantasy VIII on the PS1. That's $9.99. That's a great pickup. The game looks really good, plays good. Definitely suggest picking that one up if you want a beefy RPG for a great price. Now here's another thing here, guys. Want some double pack? Want some resolutions to things that happened in the first game? Yeah, you're gonna want to check out Final Fantasy X/10-2 HD Remaster. I have this one myself. I imported it from Asia, or the Japanese version, where it comes on one cartridge with both games, not the download code insert. But hey, if you want the digital version, which all of these games, especially if you have multiple Switches and you want to play them on your Switch Lite and also want to play them like on your dock Switch, then these are all good options for digital versions of the game. That's $24.99, down from the usual $50. Now next up, we got more Final Fantasy action and everybody's favorite game, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD. No, I'm joking, I'm everyone's favorite one. But $14.99 for the Pocket Edition HD. That's down from the usual $29.99. Then you have Final Fantasy 12 The Zodiac Age, one of the best remasters of a Final Fantasy game because of all the quality of life features and everything that they added in. It's much more enjoyable on the Nintendo Switch with portable play and also with those quality of life features. So check that out if you haven't already done so. $24.99, down from the usual $50. Now if you want something a little bit different, we do got some other type of games for you guys. Tokyo RPG Factory in the house with I Am Setsuna for 20 bucks. Also Lost Sphere for 20 bucks. Oninaki for $24.99, Romancing Saga 2 for $12.49, Romancing Saga 3 for $19.42, Scarlet Saga Grace Ambitions for $20.09. Then we have some other stuff here as well with Spelunker Party. We have Star Ocean First Departure, which I do recommend that game. Star Ocean First Departure R is a very good game. That's $14.06. And then I would also recommend, guys, these are going to be the last couple games that we go over when it comes to the sale. World of Final Fantasy Maxima. I have the physical edition that I imported from Asia for like all it was on one cartridge. But that's $19.99. If you like Pokemon and you like Final Fantasy, that might be the game for you. That's down from the usual 40 bucks And then another game that I reviewed and I think is really good, I beat this year, and that is Trials of Mana. That is $39.99, down from the usual $40. So great Square Enix games there, guys. I went over some of my personal picks in terms of what I would get. Obviously, Final Fantasy is always great. Trials of Mana is great to pick up as well. Final Fantasy VIII, that's a really good one because of the remastered edition. It looks so much better, plays better, it's smooth and everything. So a lot of good games for you guys to pick up there. So what are your favorite Square Enix games, and what games are you planning to get in this sale? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. We're going to discuss for a bit just what Nintendo's going to do with the next Nintendo Partner Showcase. So I've had a number of people come into my live streams and ask me when's the next Nintendo Direct and what's going on, and I'm getting worried and all this stuff. And I would say to that, watch my previous video where I talked about some games to play, you know, in the meantime of complaining about certain things or not. But let's talk about this just so I can have a video out there so people can at least have some type of point of reference. So recently we did have that Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase where they went over a few different third-party games, and they also did one big reveal at the end, or two big reveals, with Shin Megami Tensei 5 and getting a simultaneous global release worldwide, which is big. I have to make my own video on just that by itself. Then also Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster, which is coming out this year in Japan and next year for us here, spring 2021, and that's going to be really good too. So I think that this is going to be the start of a trend, which Nintendo actually said they're going to do with the partner showcases, and I think that each one of their big, I would say, partnered type games, Shin Megami Tensei partnered game, they have Bayonetta 3, they have No More Heroes, Bravely Default 2. I think that each one of them might get a partner showcase with other games in them. So I think that the next one could potentially be next month, and we could also see something like No More Heroes 3 featured prominently in that partner showcase, just because we've already seen No More Heroes 3 a few different times, which I've talked about before. Suda51 definitely wants to show the game off, but I think that they're trying to pick the right time just to do so. Or we could see Bayonetta 3, for example, because back when the partner showcase was announced, I think Hideki Kamiya even retweeted that on Twitter. So I think that Bayonetta 3 has a very good shot of being shown off in one of these partner showcases in the upcoming months. And I think that maybe we can get one of these a month or one every 3 weeks or something like that. So that's kind of how I feel the flow of these partner showcases will go. And they're just going to highlight each one of these big partnered games that they do have here. Or maybe even Bravely Default 2. I know we had a Nintendo Direct Mini which showed off some stuff on that, so it's possible for that game, and that's what I think that they're going to do in terms of going forward. Now, there are some other games that could potentially show up at some of these. I think that Nintendo might rearrange what they show off at these partner showcases. The last one necessarily wasn't the best. I talked about it in a video before, but I think that it ended on a bang for me, at least with those two big games. So I think that we're going to get a similar type of thing going forward, but maybe a little bit better third-party games kind of sprinkled in and out. And maybe at some point there is a general direct, probably like September. That's usually when they do them. But the pandemic, COVID, I mean, that's affecting things just pretty much worldwide. So I'm not sure if they're going to stick to their normal schedule on that, because we already know that stuff has been affected with COVID going on. There's also been quite a bit of discussion in terms of what Nintendo's strategy is with the directs and everything. Some people have even brought up the fact that since the next generation systems from Microsoft and Sony are launching, that Nintendo is also kind of feeling out what they're going to do and seeing how they're going to counteract as well. So I kind of think maybe that's the case, right? We've had a number of big events over the past couple months from Microsoft and Sony, and Nintendo really hasn't done anything big. They just Twitter dropped Paper Mario out of nowhere. Obviously, they've had a couple other things we've talked about as well, but I do think that Nintendo probably has something bigger planned, you know, like I stated before, and I think that these partner showcases are kind of a way to get us through the normal summer type of months where we would have had E3 and things like that. Nintendo usually doesn't do any type of big directs during the summer outside of just that E3. So there have been information that's been rolling out saying that Nintendo's kind of split things up a little bit, and if you kind kind of put them all together with these upcoming partner showcases, it would equal Nintendo Direct or just some stuff like that. But I personally feel that like it's just a combination of multiple different factors of just development cycles, Nintendo having a huge 2019, also the fact that COVID is just affecting things. So I just think that really it's kind of all coming together towards the end of the year. I feel that there will be more partner showcases like we talked about here, and I feel that there will probably be at least one general direct in a September or later type of time like we discussed. So we'll see going forward. But that's kind of what I feel that Nintendo could be doing coming up with these partner showcases. I think maybe next month would be that, because next Saturday we'll already be in August. So July just kind of flew right by. So what are you guys' thoughts on this here? What do you think Nintendo's going to do for the next partner showcase game? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this one here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go to give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.